Hey guys, Marcinkin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so earlier this morning I put out a video about the announcement for the new quest stages with the awakening for the Bardock. Funnily enough, like, I'd only seen that because it was in the news in game, and I've been out doing some stuff today. And then someone replied to that video talking about the animation for his intro. And it was only then that I decided to check Twitter and saw that there was a bunch of other info that came out today. So you guys have probably seen this already, but this is my first time seeing any of this stuff. So we're going to go over this. They have revealed the Part 2 LR, it seems, already. And of course, interestingly enough, we talked about in the video for the Nail EZA, the fact that that guy really, like, the Part 2 needs to be a unit that involves Piccolo in some way, shape or form. Otherwise, that Nail EZA, it just kind of seems like a weird time to awaken him, right, with needing that requirement. Although the interesting thing is, I guess technically, because this is Kid Gohan exchange into Piccolo, then the unit will have Kid Gohan categories and stuff, so that means they won't count as a Namekian ally, but they will count as a unit who has Piccolo in the name, which is, I believe, how Nail gets his support, but not how he gets the damage reduction. So that's kind of interesting. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this. We also have some very exciting news about the first LR Super EZA as well, but we're going to go over all of that here. So Super Tech LR, Kid Gohan and Piccolo. We'll take a look at the details. So they're a Planet Namek Saga or Bond of Master and Disciple Leader, 4 key and 150%. Pretty straightforward guess for the percentage, right? This is what yellow coin LRs basically do nowadays, 77 cost, all this kind of stuff. So the passive, Deadly Showdown on Planet Namek. Attack and defense 200%, additional attack 150% when performing a super. Key +3, reduces damage received by 30%. Chance of performing a crit 30% and launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super for 3 turns from the character's entry turn. Okay. So it's the crit chance and the additional attack for 3 turns. Okay. Key 3, damage reduction 30% and chance of performing a crit 30% as the first attacker in the turn. So obviously within those first couple of turns, that means you'd have 60% damage reduction, 60% chance to crit. And then damage reduction 20% and chance to crit 20% when there's another Namek Saga or Namekian's ally attacking in the same turn. So if you did have Nail in the same turn, they get another 20% damage reduction, another 20% crit chance. So they can potentially, in slot 1, have 80% damage reduction, 80% chance to crit for the first 3 turns. And then recovers 20% HP at the end of the turn. So that seems kind of interesting. It depends what their start of turn defense is going to be, though. I mean, they do get attack and defense 200%, but 80% damage reduction is all well and good. But some of these big boss super attacks are still potentially going to do a lot of damage to them, depending on their start of turn defense. And then they have the exchange, can be activated when HP is 70% or less, starting from the 4th turn, or starting from the 6th turn. So just on turn 6 you would be able to. It is from the start of battle. And then exchange with another character, right? So it becomes Piccolo. But yeah, I mean, we can see here from the categories, right? These are all Kid Gohan categories. So this unit is not a Namekian ally for Nail. It certainly seems interesting. And then what's the super attack effects? So we got massively raise attack and defense for 1 turn and cause colossal damage is the 18 key. And the 12 key is just raise attack and defense and cause colossal damage. Okay, so the 12 key is an infinite stack. Massively raises. They do have the chance to do additionals as part of their passive. So with some additional in the hidden potential as well, get a couple of extra supers off, get those extra stacks. That could be quite useful because they need, like I said, that good start of turn defense in order for the slot 1, them to actually be able to tank. So then once they exchange into Piccolo, let's see what they do. The art's very cool. So let's see, LR Piccolo. Key +8 and attack and defense 250%. Additional attack 150% when performing a super. Reduction, damage reduction of 50%. High chance to crit. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. Additional 4 key and launches an additional super attack starting from the turn in which the character receives an attack. So as soon as he receives a single attack, he gets extra key and a guaranteed additional super. So if you put him in turn 1 on the turn where you exchange and he gets hit first, you'll obviously get that straight away. So that's good. When HP is 70% or more at the start of the turn, gets an additional damage reduction of 20% and gives superclass allies defense 70%. When HP is 70% or less at the start of the turn, evades enemy attacks, including supers, within the turn once only, and from the character's next attacking turn onwards, high chance to dodge. Recovers 25% HP at the end of the turn. So that's interesting. So if you exchange him on a turn where you're obviously below the HP, which I believe when HP is 70% or less, that's the condition, right? If you want to do it on turn 4, that means he would have the guaranteed dodge, right, on the turn where he exchanges for that first turn. And then obviously if you've healed up a little bit, by the time you get around to the next time he's on rotation, he's got that extra damage reduction, 70%, and has the all allies defense 70%, which is pretty good. And then, yeah, the recovers 25% HP at the end of the turn. That's very good as well. It means on that turn where you exchange with him, even if you are hovering just below that 70% marker, it's going to put you pretty much back up to full HP. And then depending on like same type orbs you pick up in the turn and everything. So that seems good. I mean, he's got like a lot of interesting, like the 250 start of turn's good, attack 150 on super, 50% damage reduction, which is not in any way restricted, built-in high chance to crit. And then, yeah, well, as soon as he's taken one hit, from then onwards, he's getting a guaranteed additional. He's got the extra key. Because, I mean, he's getting 12 key after he's received an attack, which is kind of crazy. And then, what have we got? Super attacks. Raise attack and defense, still the same. Massively raise attack and defense in one turn and do colossal damage, or mega colossal. So the super attacks, I believe, stay the same. So those seem quite interesting. Let's go ahead and check out the animations here as well. I guess we can, I don't know how loud these are going to be. Let's go ahead and pause the OST here and then throw these on. It's a bit loud. Nice, that's pretty clean. We've got a new Piccolo absorbing nail animation.
Mr. Piccolo! Sorry to keep you waiting.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Nice. Got the KO screen as well. Alright, so they're not anything like super crazy, like new best animations in the game or anything, but definitely pretty cool. I like that. I like what we see. And then we have the also the announcement on the JP side. Apparently Global is still just not going to post these for some reason, but the first LR Super EZA is going to be the Tech Prime Battle Goku. So a lot of speculation has gone on about the first LR EZA. I have definitely been one of the people that have said it would be awesome if this guy was the first LR to get a Super EZA. He was the first LR. For a lot of people, especially if you've been playing the game for quite a long time, he was probably the first LR that you actually got. You know, the grind was crazy back in the day. And when he got his original EZA, he was pretty decent. I feel like he didn't stay meta relevant for super long after he got his EZA. So very interesting to see what his Super EZA is going to do. So shout out to Minato for posting the translations, because for some reason Global still isn't going to do it. That's the one thing. Make sure you put that in the survey if you haven't done it yet. And make sure you do the survey, right? Because it's always best whenever we have the opportunity to give them our feedback. You need to make sure you do it, right? So put that in the survey. They need to actually post all the EZA details and stuff in English. So Super EZA Goku, attack and defense 159, key 3 and 159% defense, and a great chance to guard when he's in slot 1 or 2. Chance to guard passives. Oof. And then we have key 3, attack 159%, and great chance to launch an additional super when placed in slot 2 or 3. So if he's in slot 2, he gets both of those buffs. Attack and defense 159% when performing a super. All allies key 3, and then superclass allies attack and defense 30%. Attacks effective against all types when attacking superclass enemies, and guaranteed crits when attacking extreme class enemies. So I could see this guy definitely doing a lot of damage. 159 start of turn, and then if you put him in slot 2, he's getting an extra 159 to both, and then getting 159% when performing a super. And in slot 2, he has a great chance to guard and a great chance to launch an additional super attack. So that seems very, very good. I don't have his details up here actually to double check his super attack effects, but him getting the extra supers is definitely good. The guard, as much as it sucks because chance to guard, there will be situations I imagine where if his guard doesn't proc, you are then going to be taking a lot of damage. But if it does, then he should be able to tank some of the bigger attacks relatively well. And then guaranteed crits against extreme class is good because it means, you know, full additional and then a bit of dodge for his build. And then if he is in slot 2 or 3, has that additional chance in his passive, he can end up getting a triple super, which are all crits. Like, that definitely seems very, very good. So as far as I know, no information yet on how he's going to get his super EZA, because of course, so far, all the super EZAs have been for characters that already have Extreme Z battles. So they have then gotten the new super stage mechanic. Whereas of course, this guy, you know, are we going to see like the super Extreme Z area? Is that going to be a thing for the first time? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But Goku, the first LR super EZA. So let me know what you think of him and the Piccolo and Gohan down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.